Our top Democratic candidates running for California's governor appeared together on stage for a forum yesterday in San Francisco. The candidates, former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, State Treasurer John Chung, and former State Superintendent of Public Instruction Delane Easton. The candidates outlined their positions on many big issues at the forum, which was sponsored by the San Francisco Chronicle. The Chronicle says it plans to host a similar forum for the Republican candidates running for governor next year. Joining us now live in studio, Joe Garofoli, senior political writer for the Chronicle, who took part in yesterday's forum. Who won, Joe? Just get right to it.
You cannot ask who won.
I saw your
You cannot ask who won. California won. California won.
I didn't
Yes.
see you on stage. Where were you?
I was working. I have a day job. Yeah, that was my day job.
What was the biggest divide from your perspective?
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Healthcare. And it's not so much a divide, it's sort of a shades of gray. Two of the candidates, Newsom and Delane Easton, want universal coverage and single payer, and they're kind of all in on that. Antonio Villaraigosa said, well, you know what, that's snake oil. And I want to see what the funding source is, which we still don't have a full funding source on. And John Chung, ever the accountant, says, like, you know what, I'm for it in concept, but where's the money coming from?
How much attention do you think voters are paying this early on, and when you have four seemingly similar candidates?
Other than the four of us, I think it's minimal at this point, but it is a year out. It's even 7 months from the primary. But this is good to get to learn the candidates gradually. We got to see
two of them have huge name recognition.
They do and they don't. We know who Newsom is, but we don't know too much about Antonio Villaraigosa. We know John Chung's had several statewide offices, but they've been the sort of the green eye shade
But he
offices.
wins.
Yes,
He
and
wins.
he wins. We don't know much about him.
I was going to ask you about Villaraigosa
Yes.
in the Southland, because everyone knows Gavin Newsom up here. Is it the same way for Villaraigosa in Los Angeles?
Yes, it is, very much so. And but he's known in L.A., he's known in the Central Valley. He's spent the last several months very quietly working the Central Valley, working the Inland Empire in Southern California, trying to get his name recognition up. He is talking about two Californias, which nobody really else is there. One California, where we live here in the Bay Area, has done very, very well in the last several years. But we still have 1 out of every 5 people in California lives in poverty. That's who Villaraigosa is talking about.
According to reports, Newsom's amassed like a campaign war chest of $16 million.
And
yes.
his poll numbers are way up. I mean, we had, our unofficial poll
Yes.
had him way ahead. What do you think about that?
Well, and both. He has raised more money, I think, than everybody else combined. He has $16 million. The others have, $5-6 million. And then in the polls, he's up. He has 26%. Now that's in a field of several candidates. You throw in the Republicans there, who are each getting around 10%. There's 2 top Republican candidates. It's still very early. As I said, Gaja, this is, we're way early, and people are still trying to figure out who these folks are.
But because it's $16 million, does that just in and of itself squeeze out some of the other candidates before even the primary?
I think, no. I think everybody's still in the game for now. Everybody's still going to stay in for the primary at this point. Newsom hasn't spent this money. We haven't seen any television commercials or radio commercials.
Is that where the money would go, TV?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In a state like this, you have to.
There is an ad by Antonio Villaraigosa talking about his tough upbringing, mistakes, forgiveness.
Oh, yeah.
He, along with Newsom, have some blemishes on their personal record. How big a factor is character in something like the race for governor?
With that, it's going to be an unfolding story. It's an incredible ad. It's 12 minutes long. It's probably cost about $100,000 to make. And it talks about Villaraigosa. It shows him going to the border, south of the border, delivering water. And it does talk about his, sort of alludes to an affair he had while he was mayor of California, or mayor of Los Angeles. And it has 2 of his daughters in there talking about him, which kind of softens that. And they say, hey, he acknowledges mistakes were made.
So if it comes down to Newsom and Villaraigosa, both of who had affairs,
Yes.
is the affair card pulled out? Because one of them won't want to use it against the other.
I think that might be a detente, mutually assured destruction at this point.
We won't hear about it.
We'll hear about it. We'll write about it. We'll talk about it on TV and such. But I think that's both of those things are in the past, and going on a decade now, I think, for each of them. So I think that's not going to be, it'll be in the bag, but I don't know if it's going to be front and center.
We talked about the Latino vote during the presidential election and the importance of that. Do you see it playing a major role in California and Villaraigosa and all the candidates really going after the Latino vote?
Absolutely, that's key but the challenge there is a couple things. Number one, Latino vote traditionally not as strong in off-year elections. We're not a presidential year.
Right.
And 2, if you're going to count on the Latino vote, you also have to have the money to get out the vote campaigns. That's where money raising comes in is handy. So if that's going to be Villaraigosa's strategy, he's got to figure out some way to get those voters out that doesn't involve a whole hell of a lot of money.
And very quick, there is a Republican such forum plan, but that's in the somewhat distant
January.
future.
Stay tuned. Yes, I think it's January. I'm not. John Diaz won't kill me for giving a date out yet.
Okay.
So yes.
Good to know.
I'm staying tuned.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Jim
Joe.
Garofoli, senior political writer for the San Francisco Chronicle.